Welcome to another edition of the Tiger Football Report. I'm your host, Spiro Marikas, along with the head coach of the Tigers, Rob Ambrose. And today we are coming to you live from the backyard on York Road. I know a place you like to come and enjoy.
I do. Well, I know my guys do. I know the football team and lacrosse team comes here a lot. And in the summertime, my wife and I tend to take a gander at the gorgeous view of Towson as much as we can.
We appreciate them having us here this afternoon for this week's edition. Well, the Tigers off last week, and Coach, we talked a little bit last week about what you're going to try to accomplish over these 2 weeks where you did have a break, and how has it gone?
I guess how well it goes will be in the telling come Saturday. It's a fine line that you walk every time you go into a bye week, no matter when it is. You have, especially if it's in the mid to the later part of the season, when you have a groove, when things are starting to roll in the right direction, and then you have a stop, and you have to figure out how to keep the momentum of the things that are good while fixing anything that was bad, and all the while you have to rest them so they can get healthy without getting them out of shape where they can't play at their highest potential. So it's a really, really tight balancing act that strength conditioning, coaching staff, health and nutrition staff, training room, all get together and try to come up with a plan for best possible outcomes. We practiced hard. We practiced for a couple days, and then Friday we ran for a long time. So I'm glad I wasn't running.
Do you think this bye came at a good time for you?
I think outside of the first 3 weeks or the last 2 weeks, I think that is the perfect time for a bye. Mid-season is always the perfect time for a bye. How long can you keep fighting and not get hurt? You're going to get hurt. This is a hard game to play, and you need to learn how to recoup and recover on the run. But when you get a chance to take a breather, those strides happen faster. If your body's in shape and you've been doing it the right way, you can heal, you can grow, you can recover faster.
Is it better to have a bye? Like right now you're in a losing streak. Is it better to have a bye in a losing streak, or is it better to have a bye in a winning streak where maybe you want to keep going?
The only thing that tastes worse than bad pizza is losing going into a bye week. You feel horrible about a loss. You want to prepare to win again so you can get the taste out of your mouth, and instead you have to sit there and keep tasting it for 2 weeks. So the longer it goes on, the worse it tastes, and the hungrier everybody gets. So you would like, motivationally you can say maybe you'd like to have lost going into a bye week, but personally, no way. All
right, this week, homecoming, always a big day for us. And this week, a lot of times homecoming is scheduled with a team that you think, you're probably going to beat and maybe not too much opposition.
In this conference?
Not this week. You've got a team that is coming off their biggest win of the year, William & Mary, who beat Delaware at home 2 weeks ago. They, like you, had a bye this week, so they are trying to get healthier, and they do not have that bad taste in their mouth. When you look at this William & Mary team, they're balanced. I mean, they're very good offensively, and they're very good defensively.
They're old, experienced, talented. One of the things that they've really done a great job with, and has to do with the aspect of the institution, I guess, and the coaches have done a good job as well, is here we are in the land of the transfer portal, and you don't see a lot of guys leaving there. All their good, older players have seen the value of staying home and have grown up within the program instead of trying to transfer out somewhere else. And because of it, now they have a very, very veteran team. You said they're balanced. Their running backs, they have a corral of running backs, and it's like pitchers in a bullpen. None of them are the same. They're all different. They all throw something different at you, so you can't get used to it. One will beat you up, one will make you miss, one will run by you. And they can all play out of the backfield. Defensively up front, they're probably one of the most talented defensive fronts in the conference. And the quarterback is very talented and hard to tackle.
Well, when you look at their numbers, and Yoder is the guy that's leading the way, running the football, 530 yards, 6.4 yards a carry. Does he remind you of Laube from New Hampshire at all?
Yeah, a little bit, other than the fact that this guy's got 3 more guys that can step in when he steps out, and they're really, really damaging and dangerous. So you never get a break. Not defensive, but I don't know. How long I've been coaching here? I think Yoder was playing tailback for them my first year. Like, he's still there.
And Wilson, I mean, he's thrown 7 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. I don't think they ask him to do the extraordinary.
No, they asked him to run the offense, of which he does very, very efficiently, looking at the numbers that they put up. But the great thing about him is that he may not be a 80-yard, game-breaking, dynamic type kid, but whenever it breaks down, bare minimum, he's getting you back to 0, if not 4 to 8 more. When you're breaking down a play, when a play breaks down, and you know your worst case is 0, yeah, you're a pretty confident offense, and he keeps that train rolling.
They throw for 190 yards, they give up 190 yards. We talked last week, your passing game has not been overly efficient so far this year. I'm sure that's something that has been worked on heavily over the last 10 days.
Of course. Part of it is the continuity at the position. Terrell's been hurt, Scott's still hurt. I'm appreciative of what Kent's given us right now. Missed Perkins badly. Him being injured is something that took away from us offensively early in the season, so I should be getting them back. And we have had an extensive amount of practice, more on throwing the ball, but also on third down. So we have a chance to be better both offensively and defensively. Defensively, we need to get off the field on third down, and we're not doing it. And because of it, the offense gets less and less chances to score. And offensively, we need to be better on third down. We're okay, but we're not good. And we need to be good to darn near great so we can keep up with some of the offenses in this league.
What does William and Mary throw at you on the defensive side of the football?
Scheme's not too complicated. What they do very well. They do odd end and the even front, and they're going to pressure the quarterback. They have probably two of the best pass rushers in the league up front. Linebacker-wise, those guys have played in the system for a couple years now. They know everything. They're not going to make a mistake just because they can do this with their eyes closed. You're going to have to beat them physically to beat them.
Did you watch any CAA football this past weekend? Since William and Mary was off.
I had the opportunity to go out to see my son's college team play and tailgate for a college football game, which I have not done in my life. And I thought that was a pretty cool experience. And then...
Wait a minute, in your life?
Yeah.
Not even when you were in high school?
No.
You didn't go to a college football game?
I went to a game, we didn't tailgate.
Why not?
Was I going to bring a 6-pack of Coke? But no, I went to the game and watched the game and enjoyed watching college football. I watched everybody else tailgate, but then I went home to practice or do homework or whatever. No, this is the first time I've ever tailgated in a college football game, and it was really, really cool.
Did they win?
They did. They won handily. I got to see some good
At
football.
Shepherd, and who did they play?
They played Millersville, and it was a close game at halftime. They broke away in the second half, but it was cool to be part of a small town, small football atmosphere. It was really, really cool. One thing what I did miss is there was about 3 bad plays that were scoring plays that if they would have had replay, they wouldn't have happened. And I'm going, that's not, oh wow, it's going to happen now. So, and it was kind of interesting. We've been so, I say jaded or just used to the fact that somebody's going to review a play that everybody knows is wrong. You think back in the day when we used to watch football when there was no instant replay. You could watch NFL games and watch big time mistakes not get changed. And that was just how the game went. So it's kind of neat to see a little bit of the old school football like that.
Well, the Tigers will have their own homecoming this Saturday. You will not be tailgating.
No.
Game time, 4 o'clock. Gordy Combs and I will have you at 3:45 on Flow TV and TowsonTigers.com. So for the head coach of the Tigers, Rob Ambrose, I'm Spiro Marikas. Thanks to the Backyard for having us here today, and thanks for tuning in. We'll talk to you next week, and go Tigers.